Hello everyone, my name is Atula Krishnamurthy and I'm an associate in the Bangalore offices of Game Changer Law Advisors. Today I intend to summarize the RBI's on-tap licensing guidelines for universal banks issued in August 2016. What is a universal bank? This is a bank which performs not just a retail banking function but also that of an investment bank and other diversified commercial functions such as mutual funds, wealth management, insurance, credit, and so on. This is a model most commonly seen in Europe, specifically in Switzerland, but the Indian BFSI space has also seen its fair share of universal banks. Among the early entrants was ICICI. ICICI Limited used to be a commercial financial institution, but it later transitioned into the retail banking space in the early 2000s. Now, universal bank licenses are back in vogue, back in mainstream focus, thanks to the August 2016 guidelines issued by the RBI pertaining to on-tap universal bank licenses. These guidelines are noteworthy because previously the RBI used to invite applications from companies and then provide them with licenses to operate as banks. However, in the interests of accelerating financial inclusion, and in line with the recommendations made by the Narasimham Committee and the Raghuram Rajan Committee, on-tap licensing was enabled for universal banks. This meant that applications could seek licenses on a rolling basis. Now, the RBI has on-tap licensing available for small finance banks as well. Universal banks need to meet stringent criteria on three fronts: capital and ownership requirements, corporate governance requirements, and operational business requirements. With regard to capital and ownership, only resident individuals or entities are allowed to set up or promote universal banks. And these promoters need to have at least 10 years of experience in the Indian banking or financial sector. They will also need to hold at least 40% of the shareholding of the universal bank, and these shares will need to be locked down for a minimum period of 5 years. If the bank is part of a larger group structure, then it will necessarily need to be set up under a non-operative financial holding company, and this company will need to be an NBFC registered with the RBI. The initial paid-up capital of the company will have to be a minimum of INR 500 crores, and its net worth on an ongoing basis will also need to be 500 crores. Its shares will need to be listed on a public stock exchange within 6 years of commencement of its business, and any share transfer that results in the consolidation of 5% or more of the shareholding of the company can take place only with the prior approval of the RBI. On the corporate governance front, a majority of the bank's board of directors must be independent directors, and each of these directors must meet the fit and proper criteria set out for other commercial banks. The bank must also ensure that it meets all prudential norms set out for domestic commercial banks, such as those on asset classification, income recognition, and so on. Operationally, the bank must set up at least 25% of its branches in unbanked rural centers. This means towns with a population of less than 10,000 people. It must also meet the priority sector lending norms set out for other domestic scheduled banks. A number of NBFCs and serial entrepreneurs are reported to have applied to receive the universal banking license from the RBI. Only time will tell if the on-tap licensing system and the structure itself will succeed in their goals of improving financial inclusion.